This thing's gonna immediately trip. I gotta just double check the voltage, but I think that motor's gone. Do they have? We're gonna check that right now. And I came for a thermostat check and it turned into something else. This unit. What the fuck? It just came on. Bro, it is 11. This hasn't ran. What is the delay on this thing? The only thing I noticed is for some reason, yeah. Let me put that back together. Dude, are you serious? Y'all seen that? That was like there was a delay replaced. Somebody didn't have any connectors. Pardon my French off screen. I can't take these off. I don't have my install bag with me. I had to work out of the truck today, and not even a Phillips or flat can get in there. I can't get any of my screwdrivers in there, but went ahead and just ripped these off. And both of them are reading good. Do I even have it? No, I don't. 1, 2. We are at 15. Both of them are 15. They are 15 microfarad capacitors. So I have to get the information for this one. This is an Aeon. I've actually never really worked on them, so we're gonna figure it out today. But those are good, so we're gonna look for a motor. But this is not the one they called in. They called in the front. I have never seen ants or critters on an RTU before. So I need to get that nameplate because I'm not gonna take it off right now. And yeah, that's not moving whatsoever. I was just here 2 weeks ago and it was working fine, like 2 weeks ago. So I'm gonna move it out of the way so I can get that label there. And this is the one, if you guys, we only have one Aeon location that has this stupid roof. Well, I was trying to clean it. So I got everything back. I have to get a motor. I'm gonna have to pry these out. Everything's good on this one except for that second compressor, so we'll leave that one alone. So I don't know, this one's kind of weird. I'm gonna have to probably look into the manual. I don't see anything other than we have relays here. We have some delay on brakes, which if the first one worked fine, I can't really check the second one because I don't think it's even calling for my second stage yet. Because if I check it, like I get 0, and then Y1 obviously is calling. So I got 22 volts, and I don't have anything on that Y2 yet. So I'm gonna go check that thermostat, but those are Johnson controls. They're locked, passcode locked. One of them, I don't even think they have the key to it, so I'm gonna have to break the case. And right now, I don't see anything wrong. There's been some weird repairs. Like I said, someone else's, the company, it's a new location, so the company that installed it also did warranty work for it and stuff like that. We came and we're replacing, because we did get a call right away and we had to replace the motor starters for one. And we were gonna go further and diagnose, but they said, don't touch it. You'll mess up our warranty, whatever. So another company came out, they had to replace a motor, which we had suspected. So they replaced the motor, obviously replace that. We don't do that kind of work. Oh shit. I wonder if that's our issue. I'm gonna repair that real quick. So missing wire connectors. I get it. Sometimes stuff happens, and running something like that so critical to a system without proper wire connectors is crazy. Kind of like you not wearing Camel City Mill socks for your workwear. I kid you not, guys. I wear these things every single day. They are the most comfortable, long lasting, all, work hours, after hours, weekends. And if you've seen my channel, you see me talk about it. The merino wool, it keeps you cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Moisture wicking, it has these vents so that your feet don't get that nasty, sweaty feel at the end of the day. Great stuff, and it actually does work. So if you guys want a discount, you can always score big using the code reliablehvacr10. But right now, if you guys were on the fence, run to camelcitymill.com. I will leave a link down below. You can get up to 40% off right now during their Black Friday special. So you got a few weeks of that sale. Make sure you take advantage. Like I said, if you've been on the fence, try them out. Those of you that regretted not buying more, now's your time to stock up. So thank you to Camel City Mill for always keeping me comfortable throughout the workday. And now I use the no-shows personally for my sneakers on the weekends. It's just, they're that good. There we go. There we go. All good as new. And that might have been causing it to come out a little bit. I'm not saying that's the only problem, but for some reason they said sometimes it would run a lot, not really run, and it was intermittent from what it sounded like. So we're gonna test that out. Heard a compressor come on. There we go. I'm sealing this. All right, so I need to get him a price, get approval, all that fun stuff, right? And like I said, working out of the truck, so I don't really have anything on me to do much. I thought I was going for a thermostat. They said, hey, it gets too cold and the humidity gets high because it stays off for a long time, which is why I started looking at the delays, right? There's a delay on brake. So every time it turns off, basically, you lose power to it because it's hooked up to your 24 call. Every time it loses that and it wants to turn back on, it has to be off for 5 minutes, which that in itself, not a big deal, right? Delay on brake, it's not a delay on make, which would mean every time it calls, there is a 5-minute delay. This is just when it turns off, it keeps it from turning back on right away, which is like a short cycle issue or, low charge and, something going on where it turns off and it wants to kick back on. That's the delay that we have, the delay on brake. Where where we do have an issue and why I told the customer, let me repair the wiring and then we'll run it till I get the motor for the other AC, you know, all that gets approved. And we'll see how that one does, because I didn't see anything else wrong. And right now, ever since I was messing with it, it has not turned off. It has been on. And they have it set to 72 or 71 actually. I raised it to 72 just so it would satisfy and then like cycle. But the reason I kind of zoned in on that is because somebody didn't use connectors. And I don't know if you heard, I'll have to play back the video. As soon as I just like put my finger on it, you could hear the clicks. So if you think about it, let's say for whatever reason it moves on its own, right? The vibration of the blower motor, the condenser motors, it kicking on, the compressors, maybe gives it a little shake. Just, you know, for example, me touching the wire a little bit, you could hear it clicking on and off. I think that's going to give you intermittent power to that thing to make it think it's always breaking, to make it always delay, for it not to even be energized sometimes, right? So that thing needs to be energized, and then it has an internal timer. You have a common and a 24 going to it, and then it has its own little internal timer. And then what it does is it closes over your 24 to your contactor coil for whatever it's hooked up to. So it needs power, 24 volts, to run, to keep time, all of that. If we have one leg, like I said, that 24 that we're always losing, it's not able to keep time and run the way it's supposed to. So that's why I kind of zoned in on that. So don't do things like that. Use the proper connectors, or if you need to, like if you don't have connectors, or that part is bad, but you went, which is the weird, something must have burnt out for them to even cut the wires, or they pulled, and from factory, because I've had that happen before, the crimps were not good. So make sure you crimp your wires too and give them a pretty hard pull as a test. Make sure they're not going to slip off. I do that every single time. My dad taught me that, but it could have been from factory. They were just going to swap it out, you know, the relay, the delay, and maybe when they pulled on it, the wires just came out. So also, when you're pulling connectors, use a needle nose and grab it from where it crimps and pull it out that way. That way you don't break the wire, pull the wire out, whatever it is. So just don't do that. You should always have connectors regardless. Those are very common connectors that we have. I carry them in every bag. I have them in my van. It is what it is. And if I had ran into that scenario that I'm saying where the wires came off and I'm like, well, I don't have wires, I would just bypass it. At that point, why even put the delay in if you're just going to strand it together and it's going to be like super loose?